So we went to go meet Ajax after last week's races, and there he was, with an actual baby woolly mammoth.
It's true.
Like 100%, no kidding. Oh, hey! Welcome back to the channel, everyone. 905 and I are just hanging out with some of the drivers up here at the lookout. Arlo and Mr. Dark have already run, but Daryl, you're gonna be up soon, eh?
Oh, Indy, you have no idea how excited I am to be back at the Elevation Trail. And Tina better pick me soon. The anticipation is worse than reading through the comments on a 3D video.
Oh, you'll definitely be racing tonight. Tina doesn't discriminate.
Well, you know I'm more than willing to show Tina a good time.
You know Tina's an AI, right?
I don't care what country she's from, dude. There's enough love in the Bay City for everyone. Even you, Indy.
And there it is. You better hope Tina doesn't lock on your pretty face with her DICS.
You still think I have a pretty face.
And we're just gonna go to Tina to see who's up first.
Hey, so when can I pet the woolly mammoth?
Oh, Tina's picked out the big boys tonight. We got Dr. Dodge with the Sisters of Heavy Metal in the Harvester going up against Panda Man from A08 Customs in his Battlebug Bugcation. And they're going to take on Boog from 46 Racing in his Candy Van, a 69-gram Ford van. Let's go up to the top for race 1 of Group 9. Oh, the big rigs are going to battle it out tonight. You can see Panda Man and Dr. Dodge get together as soon as the gate drops. Dr. Dodge squeaks out ahead, but that cowling of the Panda Man's Bugcation gets up underneath the Sisters of Heavy Metal's truck and flips it over. You guys are lucky that thing didn't burst into a ball of glorious flaming death, as it's written flammable right across the side there if you didn't see. The overhead shows how Panda Man just gets underneath Dr. Dodge at the jump. That's enough to put him up and over. Easy when you flip over Dr. Dodge there, Randy. We don't know what kind of race fuel this guy's hauling.
Lap 1 scores are up, and it's Dr. Dodge with a 6. Boog and Panda Man have 5.
Dodge must have lost something after the jump because he pulls up and then just stops. We can see Boog here. He makes a right-hand turn into the guardrail, and I don't know what happened to Dr. Dodge. He just jumps and then puts the brakes on. And then Panda Man's like, buddy, okay? You lose something? You can see them come across the jump here, and everything's fine. But, yeah, it's like they just threw the anchor out of the back after the jump with the rigs, and that was it.
Do you guys want to get shot at by Tina? Because I can make that happen. All you do is say the word.
At this rate, I don't know whether or not anybody's going to make it across the line, but the scores are definitely reflective of how these guys are performing right now. Last lap, fellas, so make something happen. Make it worth it.
Yes, and that was a race. The gate drops and both Dr. Dodge and Panda Man pull a pincer move on Boog right before the jump, leaving him wasted and a prime target for Tina's DICS. The battle continues with Dr. Dodge running Panda Man up on the berm, and that puts him up and over. Then he runs across the line for a full 11 points and a guaranteed spot in the second round. The overhead shows just how nasty that pincer mover was by Dodge and Panda Man. It's so gnarly I gotta see it again. And that pretty much seals Boog's fate right there. As we go to the finish line cam, we can see Dr. Dodge just getting his rig over the line.
Well, you fellas have definitely justified the cost of this new crane, that's for sure.
And as Ajax flips over the Panda Man, we go to the scores in lap 3, and yep, Dr. Dodge runs away with it with his full 11 points. That puts him on 22 and Panda Man at 20. The extra points get added on, and oh no, the Panda Man is going to mix it up with the rest of the log jam at 20, and Boog, unfortunately, we got to say goodbye. And this leaderboard is sure filling up. Nobody's touching Shotgun Cowboy, but Dr. Dodge, he'll sit at 7 with his 25. Now it's going to be interesting to see what happens with all these drivers locked at 20 points. Hey 905, check this out.
New driver unlocked. What does that mean?
Let's go to the driver selection and find out.
Group 10 is set, and first up, it's Papa Pugsley and his Big Bang Lang 73 Jeep J10 going up against Laro's 409 diecast Doom V, a 73-gram Hummer, and they finally get to go up against Bay City Daryl and the Bay City Bully. Let's go to the top for race 1. And it's a banger of a start from the man from Bay City. Laro screams out of the gate first and gets to the jump, but then he can't land it, leaving the door wide open for Daryl, who takes full advantage of that 11 points. You can see Papa Pugsley get his big-ass gun stuck in the jump, and that is him up and over and done. Then Laro goes for a tumble in the snow, getting his guns all soaking wet. Then Daryl, not wanting to be left out, puts his rig face first into the snow at the finish line. Papa Pugsley takes hitting the jump a little too literally as he hits his clip on the lip of the jump there, bounces up, and then settles down on the cars. Then we watch Daryl take a whack at the finish line.
Great job, Daryl, that's 1. Let's get you flipped back up to the top for race 2.
Daryl jumps out to the early lead with that 11-point run, but Laro's not that far behind with 8. Papa Pugsley's going to have to turn his luck around if he wants to stay in this thing.
This is a beautifully flawless run from Manchild Motorsports' Papa Pugsley and Big Bang Jeep. From gate drop to finish line, he makes no mistake in getting his rig a full 11 points. Laro stuffs it at the jump, and Bay City Daryl turtles it. However, it's an amazing turnaround for Papa Pugsley, and this gets him right back in the game. The overhead shows how the drivers come across the jump, and Laro's going to find out just how good his armor is, as I'm sure Tina's got him locked in her sights.
Well, we got ourselves a race now, boys. With 2 laps down and 1 lap to go, it's Laro who's on the back foot going into race number 3.
And for whatever reason, it's Bay City Daryl that shuts Laro down just before the jump. We see Papa Pugsley make another flawless run. It's not the fastest, but you know what? It's another 11 points, and that guarantees his spot in the next round.
You guys are lucky you're just out of range of Tina, otherwise,
And after a rough start, it's Papa Pugsley and his Jeep that puts the hammer down and gets the job done in the end. His back-to-back lap wins are going to set him up nicely for round 2, and the extra 3 points that he gets is going to actually put him just behind Shotgun Cowboy. Bay City Daryl's done just enough to get himself into round 2, and it looks like we're going to lose Laurel, as 16 ain't going to cut it. Taking a look at the leaderboard, Papa Pugsley slots in at number 2 with his 30 points. Bay City Daryl's going to be 14 with his 21, just ahead of the Logjam at 20, and unfortunately Laurel, yeah, you're done.
Congrats on making round 2, Daryl. Wish I could have joined you there with my mini, but let's see who's up next in Group 11. We've only got 2 drivers.
Left because there's only 32 cars on the screen.
Hold on, let me try something. Okay, up, down, left, right, start.
Hey, Jax, how did you do that?
I may have played a couple video games in my time.
I didn't even know you could do that. That's amazing. Starting Group 11, we've got Meat Tooth in the food truck from Pity the Food. He'll be going against the unlocked driver, Mr. Handy from Vault Technical, and they'll be joined by the last driver in the opening round, James Ironbeard, in his Murder Beetle. Oh man, I'm excited for this one. Let's get up to the top for the first race of Group 11. And James Ironbeard absolutely blitzes this course in his Murder Beetle. Mr. Handy cuts off Meat Tooth, and Meat Tooth spins out after the jump. I can't imagine Meat Tooth's going to be too happy with Mr. Handy on that one. Ironbeard is so fast he's outrunning the camera, but the camera picks up Mr. Handy coming across the line for 10 points. You can see at the jump here how Mr. Handy just cuts in front of Meat Tooth and causing him to spin out, while we see James Ironbeard jump across the line, followed closely by Mr. Handy.
Huh, isn't that interesting? DICS malfunctioning. Alright.
It's a brilliant start for James Ironbeard and Mr. Handy. Not so much for Meat Tooth.
If I was Mr. Handy, I'd be scared because Meat Tooth has a memory like an elephant. He cuts a hard left after the jump just to make sure that Mr. Handy gets pitted into the wall. Meat Tooth may have sacrificed his run, but he's making sure that Mr. Handy doesn't get any further down the course. If we go to the overhead, you can see that Mr. Handy and Meat Tooth hit the jump at the same time, but it's Meat Tooth who starts his turn in, allowing Ironbeard a free run at the end of the course and another 11 points.
James Ironbeard has a chance to make it 3 for 3 as he takes 2 back-to-back lap wins. It's Meat Tooth who's on the bubble, and he needs to step it up, otherwise he's going to be eliminated.
Whoa, and Meat Tooth gets his revenge on Mr. Handy. This just goes to prove that you do not mess with Meat Tooth, as Mr. Handy tries to cut in front of Meat Tooth at the jump, and Meat Tooth says no sir, and makes him pay for that lap 1 indiscretion. James Ironbeard on the outside just kind of gets caught up in the whole situation, and unfortunately gets pushed into the berm, ending his race prematurely. But the highlight is the double barrel roll that Mr. Handy's Vault Technical snowplow gets as a result of messing with the wrong secret hidden character.
Don't worry about that little explosion there, Jimbo. We'll get your bug all cleaned up and ready for round 2. Okay, Randy, get Mr. Handy out of here. I have a feeling we haven't seen the last of this rivalry between him and Meat Tooth.
Well, that was the group. And even though James Ironbeard didn't finish that last lap, he does run away with the group by putting up a monster 28 points. Mr. Handy's not that far behind with 23, and when we add the extra bonus points, oh, what do you know? James Ironbeard just put Shotgun Cowboy on notice, while Meat Tooth pulls into a tie with Mr. Handy. Now, what does this mean in the grand scheme of things? When we look at the leaderboard, We have 1 spot available and 5 guys fighting for it. Only the top 18 are going to make round 2, so this means that next week we are going to have a Northern Race-Off.
Oh yeah, Northern Race-Off. These 5 drivers are going to go head to head to head to head to head to determine who picks up that 18th and final transfer spot into round 2. We'd love to know who you've got your money on, so leave a comment with who you think is going to take it. Who do you think, Indy? Who's got it?
That's a tough question because all 5 builds are so different. I don't know. I couldn't tell you.
I guess the Diecast Illuminati's the only one who knows for sure.
The guy who what now?
Never mind. I've been your host, 905, on behalf of Indy Rain. This has been the Chowhound Gaslands Open. Thanks for watching, and we'll see you again soon.
Dude, first rule of Diecast Illuminati is that you don't talk about the Diecast Illuminati.